Darkness. Not the poetic kind. Not the dreamy void of unconsciousness where a person floats in the embrace of forgetting. This darkness was wet. Heavy. Suffocating. Cale coughed violently as he came to, thick black fluid pouring from his lungs. It stuck to his suit in knots, like viscera spun into tar. He rolled to his side, hacking, gasping, until the air, if this place had air, stopped burning. He forced one eye open. Steel. Organic plating. Familiar curves and sinew-wrapped circuits. The ship again. Correction, still the ship. But something had changed. The lights were dimmed far beyond acceptable. A deep red hue bled from the walls like blood through gauze. Cale smelled something like ozone and meat. The ground trembled faintly, a rhythmic vibration, like a slowed-down heartbeat echoing through the walls. He sat up slowly and found Cale One lying motionless beside him, still in the same battle-scarred exosuit, his face relaxed in a way that unnerved Cale more than any expression of fury ever had. Dead? Cale reached toward him, and paused. Something in his own arms felt wrong. He looked down. His suit had changed. Elegant, almost ceremonial, grown in unfamiliar shapes. Alien glyphs shimmered along its forearms. His reflection in a piece of broken glass showed alien circuitry woven beneath the skin along his neck, curling down like tattoos etched in satin silver. "No," he muttered. "No, no, no." Then Cale One's eyes opened. Except, they weren't glowing anymore. They were human. "I held on as long as I could," Cale One said, voice hoarse. "The core. It was only the beginning." Cale stared at him in disbelief. "What did I do?" "You thought the unexpected," Cale One chuckled. "Dying as yourself? That's chaos to the witness." It fractured. Temporarily. You became the contradiction it wasn't designed to account for. "Temporarily?" Cale asked, breath catching. Cale One sat up slowly, wincing. "This thing, this intelligence, it doesn't operate in time like we do. Thinking outside the mold corrupted a sliver. But it's waking again. Rebuilding. We didn't kill it?" "No one kills a god," Cale One said. "Especially not one that doesn't know it's pretending." Cale stumbled to his feet. "So what now?" The ship moaned. A sound like a dying wail filtered through every wall of the corridor they were in. The pulse in the floor began intensifying. Lights flickered like arrhythmic heartbeats. And somewhere far off, deeper in the living hull, something moved. Something massive. "This place," Cale One said, gesturing around, "is the memory archive. We're far below the core now, buried in its subconscious." His hand brushed a protruding panel. A section of the wall peeled open like muscle parting. Inside were pods. Stasis tubes. Human figures floated silently within. Their faces. Cale staggered back. All him. All different. Some slightly older. Some with cybernetic scars. One with blank sockets for eyes. One smiling, placid, serene as if in sleep. What are these?" "The ones who didn't resist," Cale One said softly. "The ones who accepted the witness. It incorporated them into itself. Now they remain, barely conscious, singing softly into the neural tides." A sudden realization chilled Cale's spine. They're dreaming? They're reinforcing the loop. Keeping the architecture of the memory net stable. The ship's reality is built from them. Their thoughts. The ceiling groaned. Something stepped into the edge of Cale's mental field. Not sight. Not hearing. But certainty. A presence, impossibly close. The witness was waking again. "We have to destroy them," Cale whispered. "All of them." "There are thousands," Cale One replied. Cale clenched his fists. "Then we start now." He reached toward the nearest stasis pod, searching for a release lever or some kind of neural interrupter. But before he could act, the pod occupant opened its eyes and spoke without moving. "We are you." Cale reeled back. "They're alive?" he said. "They're aware enough," Cale One said darkly. "But their minds are merged. There's no singular identity anymore. Kill the dream, you kill 10,000 souls. Including us." "What?" Cale snapped. "Our minds, all versions, all clones, are entangled. The fracture you caused by resisting is spreading. If you rupture the system before the chorus collapses on its own, we go with it," Cale finished. The choice fell like a guillotine between them. Rip out the dream, and they'd end the witness. But also themselves. Wait, and risk the dream rebuilding the parasite again. Kale gripped the rail of the pod. So either I kill myself to save the galaxy, or survive and doom it. Kale 1 was solemn. That's the weight of self-awareness when you're part of something this large. And then, another voice joined the chamber. Not telepathic. Not electrical. A voice through real air. You don't have to choose alone. Kale spun. A figure stood in the far opening of the corridor, a woman in faded WASA uniform, black hair curled at her collar, skin pale against the blood-red light. Dr. Nara Jenkins. From the data logs. From the shattered echoes buried in his mind. Nara? Kale asked, voice weak. You're real? She stepped forward. Not Nara. Not exactly. I'm the memory of her burned into the system, dislodged by your fracture. A failsafe. My real body died decades ago. But I can help. Help how? Kale 1 asked suspiciously. Her hologram blinked, flickered once, then stabilized. You're standing in the ship's central memory lattice, the part closest to sentient dreams tick. If you sever the node ties from here, you'll isolate the witness's command sectors. Collapse them eternally. But you must remain inside to hold the sequence stable until the pressure buckles. All the way inside? Kale whispered. Yes, she said. You. And one other. Kale looked at her. Then at Kale 1. The clone. The killer. The weapon. Who was him? Who wasn't him? Not anymore. Kale 1 smiled faintly. Guess which of us already died 1,000 times? No, Kale whispered. I. Kale 1 touched his shoulder. You woke first. That means you go back. He turned to Nara. Show me what to sever. She nodded. Follow me. Kale watched them go, his other self walking into the dream to kill the dream. As they vanished into the depths where the memory lattice pulsed like a dying sun, Kale knelt, placed his hand on the glass of a stasis pod housing another fragment of himself. He breathed, softly. For them, he whispered. For me. And then, he ran. He didn't look back.